Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. I am so happy to make this video because now I've decided to do more than just have this channel for my videos and my photos of me traveling throughout Europe as an American who have decided to move abroad to Europe. For those who don't know, I've been traveling in Europe for 7 years, but for the last 3 years consecutively. I've not gone home to the US in 3 years. I'm from California, and I'm making that decision to stay here permanently. So this channel is going to be content on following me through my journeys and also having the ability to help others who want to be able to move abroad or thinking about it, and more content around that. So I'd like for you all to join me, stay tuned for more content, and that way, as I said, you can join me for the lives that I plan to have once a week, bringing more content to make this channel be more interactive. So definitely I will have a section where it will be Q&A. I said this before. So now this is just to confirm that it is true. I am making this channel about specifically traveling and helping others who'd like to do the same, and many more things with regard to leaving the US or living a more healthy life. Lifestyle meaning life balance, because it's not very easy to do when you are at the moment in the United States. And that may not be for everyone, but for those who want to leave and experience a different culture and lifestyle. Speaking of lifestyle, I am still in Gdansk, Poland. So I thought I'd take the opportunity after just having you listen to what I will be doing with this channel for the foreseeable future, trying to build it into more informative travel channel to help those who are really interested in knowing more or seeing other countries other than, the typical ones that everyone else is going to. Many people don't really know much about Poland as a destination for expats. When actually there's a lot of expats from, the U.S. I'm surprised. There's not a whole lot, but there's a few Americans I've run into in Poland. And but many other expats from all around Europe and in the world. They have discovered Poland, but it's not saturated, so that's a good thing. I like. But it's a good country when it comes to, if you're interested in having that, it functions well. Not a lot of red tape when it comes to trying to stay longer term, if that's your interest. So I also love, this is what I usually do when I take a break from working. If I'm working too long in the apartment, I'll come out. Those are Polish pizzas. They're so good, so tasty. I'll find a nice cafe restaurant to either. Sometimes I'll bring my laptop and work from there, work from different places. But most of the time I'll try to come out just to get some fresh air. And that's another thing I do love about Europe, that specifically the United States is not really known for, having cafes and restaurants combined where you can just sit out, all day and relax, because it's, more geared toward in the U.S., making money and spending money kind of in a corporate way. So you don't really get a chance to relax while you're sitting and having your coffee or your, croissant or whatever your dessert or lunch may be, because the tipping culture is so strong in the United States. They need the money to move you along. But anyway, that's what I chose. And like I said, and that's a Polish dessert. It was very good. Tastes like cheesecakes with some nuts in that, but yeah, it's good. But anyway, as I was saying, you can relax in Europe when you're taking your breaks, and you can sit there all day. If you're eating and relaxing, and they let you just chill, and you don't have to worry about tips. But anyway, so what we're looking at now is my apartment, my Airbnb. I usually stay in Airbnbs when I travel. I mentioned before on my channel that I slow travel.
So, I usually stay in longer term in an Airbnb. And when you stay longer term, over a month, you get a discount from Airbnb. I like to choose living in the midst of everything. Like, this is the city center in the middle of Gdansk, in the old town. So, right outside my window is kind of like a pedestrian street. So no cars are allowed on it. But yeah, as you can see here, it's May, the month of May, and Gdansk is a port city, and it's on the Baltic coast, so it's touristy, and which I love. And there's also another city called Sopot, which is more like the resort beach town, about 15 minutes away. So many people come here for, of course, their vacation and their holiday. And so I'm in the middle of all of that. That building there is actually Gdansk's University of Technology. And also Gdansk has the University of Gdansk as well. So, it's a wealth of history here too. There's my little piggy, porcelain piggy. I like that. It's not really mine. It came with the apartment. But yes, and this is just right outside my apartment too, on the other side, where there's just so many restaurants and, cafes and, also little bistros. And there's a couple of little jazz places near too. I love that. But then you also have the little scooters around where you can kind of scoot through town. This is what I meant about sitting out. And this is a Mexican restaurant. I forget the name of it, but it was very, very tasty. It's also right outside where I live. And I had a nice glass of wine. And for the first time I've been there maybe 3 times since, but this was my first time there. I had beef tacos, which were actually sirloin beef. And it was very tender and very good. I know I keep saying everything is good, but that's another thing. This town has so many different restaurants from different type of, cuisines, not just the Polish cuisine is great, but they also have Georgian restaurants, which is, I always mention is one of my favorite dishes. Not dishes, one of my favorite cuisines is Georgian food. And so I was surprised. They have quite a few Georgian restaurants here. And this is a little area. I don't really know what the semblance of the lions, that it's like 4 lions that are there, but I know there's a meaning for it. There's a reason that, people go by, and I think they rub them or something, but, I'll find out later. So also, neighborhood walk, I usually do. Excuse my, camera skills. Sometimes I'm not as steady with my hand because I try not to involve people in my videos, that strange people that are strangers, because I think it's quite rude. I don't want to have people, wondering if I'm videoing them when I'm not. But so I'll kind of move my camera around a little bit more away from the passing people. So that's why the camera moves like that. But I'm working on trying to evade the people a little more smoothly. But look at this beautiful neighborhood. And that's what I love too. I love somewhere that's walkable. And as I said before, I'm going to do more with my content on this channel to talk more about why it's a good place to live. It's very affordable too. I mentioned that in one of my videos before. This is one of the cafes that I love going to in the morning. I'll go and have a espresso, but sometimes I'll come for a smoothie. They have some of my favorite smoothies, different flavors and whatnot. So I'll go there for that. And as you can see, I love the decor of a lot of these restaurants. They're so very creative with the way the cafes are designed and the style of them, the comfort. I think they're very creative, more than some of the other European countries I've gone to. Surprisingly, the places that you least expect are some of the most creative looking and very elegant and really, really pretty designs. And it just really goes well because this, Gdansk is architecturally, that's a hard word sometimes, stunning. It's a stunning, the architecture here is just stunning. So it just goes well. And then this is over by the seaport area. And there's also a Ferris wheel over here that I got a chance to get on. And you could take a boat ride here. This is how you can tell it's getting a little busy now because, like I said, as I'm filming this, it's the month of May. And as I'm doing the voiceover, it's still May. So June and July and August, I'm told, is like extremely crowded. So I won't be here for the month of June. So as I'm doing this taping or video voiceover, I only have about a few more days before I'm going to another Polish city. And then I'll be able to base myself there for a little longer time and do more lives so I can answer questions. This is another pedestrian street not too far from where I'm staying. It's kind of like 2 streets over. And I love that about Gdansk, that you will have these pedestrian streets. And you know, the car that just passed by, that on this street, they would have to have a permit or something like that to either drive their car in the neighborhood, which makes it even more quaint and, like I said, walkable. The grocery stores are nearby. There's a mall that's walkable by. There's actually 2 malls. And this is the trees in the courtyard to my apartment. So this tells me I'm at the end of the video. So thank you for watching.